God bless you, global Christian friends. God bless the American public, the American government. Right back into the 7th chapter here, beginning at 15th verse. How know this man letters having never learned. 15. 16th, Jesus answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. My doctrine is not my doctrine, but his doctrine that sent me. And if you can look closely enough, you can look at the working principles of the doctrine of the Father. But you have to look close enough to be able to look at the working principles of the doctrines of the Father. You're not going to know doctrine if you're not weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. That's why he said the word milk is not found in the gospel. In the epistles it is, but not the gospel. Just like the word time is not found in Philippians. We need to know these things. My doctrine is not mine. Now, you know the principles of the doctrine of Christ. In Hebrews chapter 6, verse 1. And he says in verse 17, 6:17, if any man will do the will, he shall know of the doctrine. Now keep that in mind because it's very important, because he had said in Matthew 12 and 50, if you do the will of my Father which is in heaven, you are my brother, my mother, and my sister. So, if any man will do the will of my Father, he shall know of the doctrine. You know, it's like he said, you know the truth make you free. It's like he said, when you lift it up, the Son of Man, then you shall know that I am he. All this wonderful knowledge that God here promised to pour out and is pouring out. As he said, he shall know of the doctrine, whether that doctrine be of God or whether I speak of myself. As we said before, if you don't know whether the baptism of John is from God, you're not going to know the doctrine of God. Cannot be done. The doctrine of God is so wonderful to behold. Mysteries rolled off, principles rolled off. As we said before, the oracles of God, you need to be taught them again. The oracles are the principles of the oracles of God. All right? When you ought to be teachers, you need that one teach you again the first principles of the oracles of God. So you can't know the principles of the oracles of God if you have not learned them, and you cannot know the principles of the doctrine of God if he has not shown them to you and taught them to you. And I'm not sitting up in some spacecraft somewhere. I'm not sitting up orbiting. We all of us are orbiting because we're on the planet Earth, tilted 23 degrees. This great big old magnificent planet that we inhabit for the moment, for the time, because it's going to go. But it is presently the home of mankind. And is rich in history. rich in knowledge. There's a fire at the core of it, iron and nickel, molten. Very dangerous way of thinking about it. But look at the volcanoes around the globe. Look at those beneath the oceans of the world. The planet is very much alive, very hot. The principle is that heat always tends to that which is cooler. It's like water always seeks its own level. Electricity follows the least path of resistance. Things you need to know. Whether I speak of myself, Jesus never spoke of himself, but he said, if I did, it would be true. All right? He that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is found in him. Focus in on that statement. 7:18. The same is true, period. And no unrighteousness is in him. 19. Did not Moses give you the law? And yet none of you keep the law? Why go you about to kill me? Very strange. Written in the law, thou shalt not kill. So why are you going about trying to kill me? The people answered and said, thou hast an adversary. Who goeth about to kill thee? 21, Jesus answered unto them, I have done one work, and ye all marvel. Think about that statement. They marveled at one work that they saw him do. Whether it's at the pool of Bethesda or the feeding of the 5,000, or some other kind of work that he does. He does so many miracles, so many signs, so many wonders. As we said, he make water wine, he make mud clay. All right? There's a whole lot that he has shown us that you need to understand about him and the atmosphere that you need to know. I've done one work and you all marvel. 22. Moses therefore gave unto you circumcision, not because it is of Moses, but of the fathers. And ye on the Sabbath day circumcise a man. Now, verse 23. If a man on the Sabbath day receives circumcision, that the law of Moses should not be broken, like Scripture, the law of Scripture cannot be broken. Are you angry with me because I have made a man every whit whole on the Sabbath day? We'll pick up this point later on. God bless you, global Christian friends and the American government.